Day two of the work week, a good day out there. Got a lot done. Guys were bouncing around, and it was a good practice. Questions?
What scares you most about Matt Ryan?
You know, would never say scared, but yeah. But what I would say is that have been in the division with him in his formative years and playing him twice a year. Back in those years when I was there at the Saints, and that have seen him grow and grow and grow and see him being in charge of his improvement. And I see him on how he's balanced his way through different coordinators, different likes and dislikes of what he likes to do. And as I look at it as a older quarterback, you start to get into double-digit years, plus years and stuff, the influence of, well, whoever's coordinating him, whoever's coaching him, he's having some say in some things and doing some really, really good things. And, he's very accurate, and our work's going to be cut off for us again, as you can't fool those kind of guys that many times. So it's about execution and who can out-execute each other.
You talked a little bit about Julio yesterday, but when you look at a guy like that, how many different plans do you have to try to stop him? Or when you go into the game, what's your philosophy on how to stop a guy with all those things?
Understanding the ball's going to go there. That's a big thing, part of it, of where he's lined up and how they create the formations to change up the spots in the areas of the field that he'll work in. But we have to understand from our attention to detail, being aware of where he's lining up. The schemes will change depending upon the situations of the game. Depends on the down and distances of the game. Those are the type of things you do each and every week. But you got to be much better with his physical and big presence. He has a body of like a lot of tight ends in the league. And he can separate himself from coverage because of he's bigger than most guys who have to cover him.
Is Ryan playing as well as you've seen him play?
Matt? Yeah, he's playing well. He really is playing well. He's executing very well, and you can see the comfort zone he has with Steve, the coordinator in year two, and that's usually as it is. It usually is the way it is in our league.
Greg, I was reading back on your conference call with Atlanta, and they asked you about Baker, and you said a lot of things that we hear all the time, and then you said he has to take the next step. What do you think the next step for him is in this season?
I would say, Tony, that's an excellent question. And one of the things I have conveyed to him is that if I could feel really good about him feeling good about the confidence that I have in him, okay, that we have in him. It's not it's we have in him. And we have his back. Now let's go. You're a smart enough quarterback, instinctive enough quarterback. We understand that mistakes are going to be made. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Just cut it loose and play and make faster and faster decisions. And that's the number one thing that I've tried to convey to him. And I really witness it in practice each and every day. I'm witnessing the hallways every day, witnessing the conversations I have with him every day. And it's not just me, it's everybody. His teammates having those conversations with him, the other coaches having this conversation with him. And that's the next step for a young quarterback in my mind.
Do you think he had to be told that?
No,
right?
I do not. I do not think he had to be told that. Nope. I just wanted to make sure that he felt that. Okay, and that's just how I'm kind of that way as a presence, making sure you feel, not hear.
How did Denzel and Jamie look coming back?
Good, had good days. Had good days.
The competition between Desmond and Greg Robinson going?
It's going good, and they're both taking steps by step by step. Looks like, Dez's health, and we're trying to not just throw him back into the fire first right after bat, but they're getting good reps, and everything's been good, and we'll make that decision at the end of the week, but it looks good.
The fact that Baker seems to have a lot of confidence in Greg and seems to feel very comfortable with having him there, does that weigh heavily into you?
I would say this. I would say all those things are factors, but the biggest thing is who's playing the best and what gives us the best chance. But we take every factor, yes.
Dig deeper into your playbook because Matt Ryan has been around for a while and has seen you a few times?
I have gone back to some games, yes. Have gone back to actually watching some of those games and just thinking through the process we've evolved in some of those things and gotten better in a few of those things. But there has been a couple ideas from the old days that, we have resurrected.
Why is Atlanta so good on third down offensively? And you guys have been real good for a big chunk of the year, and last week weren't.
We're still real good in certain areas of it, but you're right. But, last week it was irritating.
So why are they so good on third down, and what's the key to slowing them down?
Quarterback and synergy with the receiver he is working with, and take the grayness out of the play. And they do a really good job taking the thought process out of the play, execute. And, they have a premise or a reason that they're going to run this play versus an expected coverage for an expected situation. And he's very accurate, very accurate.
When it comes to Demarius, if you were to decide to move him to corner or something like that, what would go into that decision?
A lot of it goes into the matchup type stuff, the depth on the roster or the depth that day, and then, his health. So, again, all those factors go in that.
Is he healthy enough to play corner?
Yeah, I mean, he's really having a good week right now. So, knock on wood. Okay, hopefully it keeps on going, but he's having a good week.
The two new guys you picked up, can they get caught up to speed enough to help you Sunday?
We started at 6:30 this morning, way before all the meetings, and they'll be here real late at night, and it'll be their ability to comprehend, their ability to understand. The game's the same, but a lot of time the verbiage is different. We just call it different. And a couple of those guys have come from guys that I've coached, though their coaches, and a couple of those guys as coaches have been on my staff before. So there's a little bit of a bond there.
I don't know that Whitehead got waived because of that head. He got that head slap. He got ejected from that last Packers game. Do you know anything about him? I mean, is that his personality, or is he?
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, it's all evolving. I don't know enough yet about that to answer that question.
You always have a good feel for your defense and your team as a week progresses. Typically, how good of an indicator is that to how they're going to play on Sunday?
I do believe that from a coaching's perspective that, the preparation process, you help that thing out, and that as a coach, you don't want to be shocked by feeling like you didn't do enough. So when the preparation is good, the attention to detail is good, the practices are good, then you're eliminating that guilt or overthinking like should have done more. And personally, me, I'm never going to have that excuse. I'm always going to do more. And now they have to play on Sunday.
Greg, I know you all want to win, and locker room, and you and everybody, but you're kind of also charged with the development of Baker at this point. How important do you think it is just for him to taste victory again before the season?
Very important. I think it's, and not only him, all of them. It's very important. And we don't do this to earn a scholarship. We don't do this to stay eligible in the NCAA. We're doing this. This is our job, and it's about winning. And from him and all of the guys, and even the experienced guys that have come here to us, some have been on Super Bowl teams. Some have won Super Bowls. Okay, there are coaches on this staff the same way, but it's about winning. And we do that play by play, meeting by meeting, period by period. We keep track of all that to make sure we understand the importance of that.